What type of leader are you? Are you a forward-thinking leader? Are you a trusted leader? Are you a dependable leader? Do you consider yourself a visionary? How do you adapt to changes? How do you adapt to your team members? What type of message do you send? Are you easy to talk to? Do they feel comfortable coming to you with conversations or with ideas to share with you to build your business up? How do you treat your staff? Today, I am speaking to you on the subject of leadership. My name is Pat Brown, and welcome back to Living Passionately with Pat Brown. There's so many different types of leadership styles. I believe that leadership is something that you can adapt to. I believe it is something that can be learned. I believe it is something that you can be groomed into. But not everyone is a leader. Just because you might own a business or because you might have been promoted to a position where you are managing people, it doesn't mean that you are or should be in leadership. Some people are better off being in a solo environment. So as you're building out your business, you really need to develop the type of leader that you want to be. And if you're not a great leader, it is still time for you to learn how to be the best leader that you can be. I believe as a leader, there are certain skill sets that you should possess in order to lead. Today, I'm going to speak about a few different leadership styles. The first one is the autocratic leader. The autocratic leader is the type of person who has that attitude of, I'm in charge, it's my business, you do as I say. They do not want to have any input from their team or staff members. It's just do as they want you to, giving orders. That type of leadership would really push your staff away. It would also create an environment of negativity because people really would not feel comfortable working with you. The second type of leadership is the democratic type of leadership. The democratic leader gets information and feedback from the team. They encourage a team environment. They encourage their team to share ideas and they respect their team. The only thing about that type of leadership is that sometimes they get lost in the mix and people might not know, well, who is the leader here? Because they're getting input from here, input from there, and really are not sure about making the right decision. Then the next type of leader is the laissez-faire type of leadership. The laissez-faire type of leadership provides minimum guidance. They allow the team members to make whatever decision they want to, but really lack in direction. The next type of leadership is the transformational type of leadership. Now, I like this type of leadership, and I really believe that this has been my style as a leader. The transformational leader is inspiring and motivating to their team. They want to achieve a common goal and they work together with their team. They can motivate people to do anything because they make their staff feel important or people that they're working with. Whether it's a staff member or just people that are consulting with them, they make you feel like part of the team. And I really like that type of leadership because I believe in creating a positive environment, and I believe that you can get a lot more out of your staff when you make them feel, or out of your team rather, when you make them feel important, that you know what they're bringing to the table and sharing, that you do take that into consideration. And then the next type of leader is the servant style leadership. Now, a few years ago, this was really hot, the servant style leadership. There are some people that really love that type of leadership and they do really great. It's also a great leadership style to be that servant leader. You focus on serving the needs of your team, and it makes people feel important. It makes them feel like you appreciate them. And of course, people do want to feel appreciated. The only thing with the servant leader is, again, like sometimes the message might not be clear as to who the leader might be. And then the next type of leadership is a transactional leadership. The transactional leader is the type of person that provides either rewards or punishment. It's like, you do good and I'll reward you. You don't do well, you're out of here. And some people are, if it's in a sales environment, they want you to perform. If you're not performing, there's no chance for you to get training or anything like that. It's just out the door. They don't invest in their people. It's all transactional. It's like, see you later, because you're not bringing anything to the bottom line. They have no tolerance for someone that's not performing. They're not about training and development and help you to get better. And they do not respect you if you're not performing. And that's a transactional leader. I'm talking about those different types of leadership because I'm going somewhere with this, because one leadership style is never going to be perfect, right? I find as a leader that you need to be a bit fluid, where you are adjusting to changes. We are in a changing market, a changing economy, so you definitely got to be adjustable. Like I read an article that said you're either going to be the type of leader that is like rock or water. And for example, a rock leadership would be Warren Buffett, right? He's a seasoned leader. He sticks to what he knows. He stays in the same house for how many years? He's rock solid. And then someone that's water type leadership would be like the Elon Musk. Elon Musk, he goes with the flows. He says whatever comes to his mind, basically. That is his style of leadership. You adjust to the changes here or you're out the door. We just saw what he did at Twitter, right? But he's still very successful. Warren Buffett is still very successful, but that is their leadership. That's their water and rock type of leader. I would prefer the rock type of leadership, even though I'm the type of person that like to be innovative and creative, but I want to bring my own innovation and creativity to my business or the business that I'm working for. So Elon Musk, he does have great people that are working under him, but he's also the kind of person that doesn't really connect emotionally. So here are some tips that I want you to think about your leadership style and to consider as you are becoming a leader, or even if you are a leader today, you've been a leader for 20 years. These are some things that I want you to think about your leadership and to see if you are doing these things. So the first one is accountability. Do you take responsibility for your action? Do you take responsibility for your team and how you make them feel? What about the visionary aspect of your leadership? Are you a forward thinker? Are you innovative? Do you adjust to the market changes? Do you learn the new technology that's coming out? Do you try to market your company? Do you recognize your team? Do you believe in reward and recognition of your team? Do you think about 10 years down the line where you want to be? Where do you want your business to be? Visionary, creative, out of the box, innovative. Then there is adapting. What is your adaptability style? Do you adapt to changes? When the market change, how do you respond? What happens if the weather is bad and your employees cannot get to work? Do you tell them find a way to get here? Or do you work with them? What happens if someone calls in because they're having an issue with daycare and they cannot make it in? Do you adapt? Do you try to fill in? Do you try to use the staff that you have? Think about these things, and as you're building out your business, these are things that you also want to have as part of your policy and procedure guides that you can fall back on. If this happened, how do you respond? If we have to close shop for the day, what happens if our telephone system goes down? How do you respond to that? And then there's the emotional intelligence part of leadership. That is extremely important in this day and age because we are dealing with all types of different people, all types of different style. We have young people in the workplace today that are not as patient as your more mature workers. Young folks, they tend not to take on some of the crap that some of us older people might accept because we might think we've been with a company for a long time, we're adjusting, you're comfortable, but most young folks will take a chance if they don't like the way that you're treating them. What type of emotions do you show to your staff? What happens if someone says, I'm not feeling well, I just need a day off, I need a mental health day, right? Do you say, oh no, we need you here? Or do you think about that person's mental health condition that you probably don't know what they might be going through and say, it's okay, how can we help you? Do you emotionally connect with your team? And then the next part is communication. How do you communicate as a leader? Do you just listen to respond, or are you really paying attention to what your team is telling you? How is your body language? People don't think about this when they're speaking. Like, I speak with my hands, I also speak with my eyes. Most people might realize that a lot of times I carry my emotions up there too. And I try to pay attention when people are speaking to me. I try to be a better listener and just instead of just trying to listen to respond. And these are things that, again, you learn as you are growing as a leader. And there are always books and videos that you can learn how to do better in these instances. So effective communication is very important. I want you to really think about these things as you are developing your personal and your leadership style. What type of message are you sending as a leader? Are you the type of leader that someone might say, you know, I want to be a leader like him, or I want to be a leader like her because I really love their style, that you are really respected because of your leadership, because of your integrity, the way you communicate with people, the way you treat people, and really think about those things if you sincerely want to be a great leader. Now, if it doesn't matter to you, you know, it's your business and you're just going to do whatever pleases you, then that's on you. But I'm going to leave you with a question today that I really want you to think about and in your leadership, and that is, how do you make people feel after they've had an experience with you, right? How do you make people feel after having an experience with you? Until next time, remember to subscribe, like, and share Living Passionately with Pat Brown. Have an excellent week.